We had C rations or K rations, I'm not sure which. And it was all cold, cold food. Some fellows would, uh, I think they did have sterno, and so some fellas would put sterno on and improvise and put the small cans of meat, Spam, on there and heat it up and warm it up and eat it. It was warm. Other than that, you'd eat it was cold. I got so sick that I couldn't eat Spam anymore. I couldn't even look at it. I'd get sick. We were up in the mountains all the time. It rained continuously. Rain, snow, and sleet. And there's a few pictures I've half taken of me, and you will see that. And we did not have winter clothing. We had just regular pants on, ODs, and a shirt like this. That's all we had. And as a matter of fact, when we up north of Cassino, when we were getting above or close to Rome, the 82nd Airborne was relieving some troops, and they come up with all white gear on and all winter outfits, because that's what they were trained for, mountain warfare. And we were mad as anything because they were dressed warm and we were freezing to death. But it was terrible, the weather conditions. The civilians told us it was the worst weather they've ever seen in 20 years. So that tells you how bad it was. Constant.
And then you said it was also pretty wet.
Yeah, rain. If it wasn't snowing or sleeting, it was raining. Yeah. That when they brought us back off the lines, they had the company infantry come, and I had to give a lecture on what I thought would be appropriate for them. And I thought about it, and I said, what you should do when you're up there is at night, take your boots off, take your socks off, and put them under your shirt and under your belt, and let the heat, the warmth from your body dry the socks out, and then put them back on when you're warm, and then you won't get it'll help getting frozen. You won't be getting frozen feet. And a couple of the fellows from the aid station said, "Boy, that was a good lecture. That was really very good." So that's the only thing they could do. Is I was lucky. Sometimes I was back in the aid station and I just could take my shoes off, and if I was laying covered with a blanket, that would dry them out. But these fellows that were in a constantly at the foxhole, or if they were in a building, sometimes they were lucky enough to be in a building, and they could take them off, and warm them, maybe even over the sterno. But when they're out in the foxhole, you can't do that. So my thought of taking it off and warming them up, wring them out, dry them out, and wring them out, put them underneath your belt, and have your body temperature, warm them up and dry them out, and put them back on in the morning was a very good thing. It was, I'll tell you, it was just impossible to realize how brutal it was. If it wasn't their fire, artillery and stuff, it was the weather. And it was brutal.